Vale, ya. Hello,
Hello.
I am Antonio.
I'm Yolanda.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Hi, Ana.
Hi, Anna.
Hola.
Nice
Hello.
to meet you, Andre.
Nice to meet you too, guys.
How is the weather today in San Diego?
Very good. Yeah, very nice and sunny. How about you guys?
The same.
Same.
Very sunny.
Nice.
Bueno, está, ¿no? Empieza, ¿no?
Yeah, we start
Bueno,
the questions.
bueno, this is the question. First,
Okay.
normally, do people own their house or they usually rent houses or flats in your city, in San Diego?
Uh, in San Diego or Montreal? Because I'm from Montreal. Which one are you talking about? San Diego?
Sí, San Diego.
Okay. In San Diego, well, people I think would rent. I mean, it's a mix of both, I would say. Prices of houses are very expensive. So a lot of people rent houses.
House.
Yes. And mhm.
In Montreal, the same or?
In Montreal, it would be a bit similar. So Montreal is an island, and so on the island is a bit more apartment buildings. Of course, there's houses, but I would say that the majority of people rent. And if they want to buy a house, they would go outside of the island in the suburbs. So it's very frequent that people that want to buy a house in Montreal just go a bit further, so it's a bit more it's a bit cheaper.
Cheaper.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you usually go out at night or do you usually eat at home? If you go out to eat, where do you and your friend or family like to eat?
So I would say I eat more at home. Well, especially right now that restaurants are kind of closed. In Montreal, when I lived in Montreal, I was eating more out. I feel like there's a lot more. I mean, yeah, it's just that each neighborhood has kind of like a lot of restaurants, very different one to another in Montreal. Here in San Diego, it's I live a bit further than downtown, so the access for me to restaurants are a bit it's a bit not that convenient. So, but yeah, I say that people in general they like to go eat out, and in San Diego, what's nice is that we're very close to Mexico, so we do have a lot of good Mexican food.
Ah, okay.
What place do you recommend go to visit in your city? OC or typical touristy spot?
And now let me ask you: we're talking about Montreal? Because I'm original from Montreal, so we're talking from Montreal or San Diego? Because I don't know San Diego that much.
San Diego.
More San Diego. Okay. Well, places touristy spot. I feel like, yeah, that's the thing. I just moved here like 2 years ago. It's gonna be soon 3 years. So what I like to do mainly is the touristy things. So when my family comes and visit, but San Diego has a lot of beach that are nice. So like local beaches that not a lot of tourists know about. So that's one thing that's fun to do. Another thing that I really like that not a lot of people enjoy or know about, sorry, it's a meditation garden that's located near a beach. It's kind of like hidden. It's kind of a botanical garden with a view on the beach, on the ocean. So that's very nice. And it's kind of a yoga meditation retreat for people. But I felt like that now it's becoming more and more popular. But it used to be kind of a hidden secret spot in the city. So that was fun as well. And then let me think about other things to visit. I mean, San Diego is known for beaches, is known for, they have a lot of museums that are nice. They're a bit touristy, but it's worth. Balboa Park is a place where I feel, this is where actually most of the museums are. But there's there's a couple that are more, let's say, yeah, less trendy, that are really worth the visit. Such as the Space Museum, really a good one.
What about
Okay.
Montreal?
Hi, Montreal. Well, this one I know more. This one I can tell you more. But in Montreal, well, one thing that I would recommend someone to do that it's not touristy would be to go to the Mont Royal in French, Mont Royal. It's kind of a hill in the city that has a cross. So that was basically the foundation of the city. And yeah, and in the mountain on Sundays normally, local people do gather and they play drums. You know, tam tam drums.
Trump.
Drums, and it's just, yeah, a big place of local people just gathering. You know, they bring picnic supplies and they eat outdoor, and then yeah, music, and a lot of people do like circus thing, like they juggle with like very, yeah, very nice. And another one maybe that I would suggest is a spa on the water called Bota Bota, which is super cool. So if you ever visit, just it's kind of in a boat on the St. Lawrence River, and then yeah, you can just enjoy the spa on the water.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on average, how many does a vacation do workers get?
Here in the United States, I would say a week to 2 weeks average.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. At my work, we get 3 weeks. So and I think it's a bit more than the average, in all honesty. Yeah, that's one thing that when I moved from Montreal to San Diego, I felt it was different because in Montreal you get a bit more. You get 3 to 5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
That was different.
It's not. What do you do? It's not.
Excuse me.
What do you do?
Oh, I work with Forum Language Experience. It's a travel company based in San Diego, but we also have an office in Montreal and Malaga and
Okay.
Paris. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sí. Ahora seguimos otro que ya me ha dicho.
How is the weather in your city?
Well, San Diego is a sunny city. I think it's a bit like Malaga, no? It's very nice weather all year long. There's not much rain. There's no winter. I mean, there is, but I mean, there's no snow or anything. So right now it's kind of getting cooler. It's the fall, but very enjoyable. We're still wearing shorts and short sleeve and sunny all day.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Do many people in your community or wean por orgullo? Is
If they
the
what?
general assess that? Do many people in your community or wean por orgullo?
Weapon or gun? No, not in California. I mean, so one thing is to own a gun and one to wear it.
Yeah.
California is a state that doesn't allow the wearing of weapon. But yeah, I would assume that a lot of people do own one. This is also something that I was not understanding coming from Canada, where it's very like no one owns the gun and it's very hard to get a gun. But here it seems like it's it's a tradition that's been for many years, if not centuries. And so yeah, but California is more, it's not one of those states like Texas, for example, where you can carry your gun anywhere. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Is it difficult to get a job in San Diego and then in Montreal?
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
Yes. It's difficult to get a job in San Diego?
Yeah, in San Diego, I would say it's a little hard. The market is very competitive. When I moved here, the unemployment rate was very high. So it was a bit hard. But I think that depending on what your main career is or field of studies, it's possible. The United States has a lot of opportunities. You just gotta, depending on the.
In Canada, in Montreal, or
Canada is the same. I think the economy is doing just as fine. And I think that, especially in Montreal, if you speak English and French, you're really allowing yourself more opportunities of work. If you speak French only in Montreal, it might be a bit trickier because it's more of a bilingual city. So employers do really, want you to speak both languages in order normally to work. So as long as you have those two skills, you should be fine. But Canada. Also, one thing that's good is that it's easy to studying, like university is cheap. So a lot of people are qualified to work. So sometimes it could be harder in some field depending on what you study. There might be a lot of qualified people. So yeah, it might take time. For instance, me, I have a master's degree, and it took me a year and a half or two before finding a job. So that's kind of long,
Okay. Are you used to earthquakes, or are there other common natural disasters in your region?
Yeah, San Diego has a lot of earthquake and fire. I don't know if you saw the news, but very. I mean, California is like on the San Andreas. Exactly. You got the word.
fires.
I don't even know what the word is in English, but yeah. We're more. It will be more common to have earthquake in the region. As far as the fire, actually, right now we are in the season of the fire. So wildfire, because California is very dry, especially when the Santa Ana wind come, which is like a natural type of wind that comes normally around October, November. So very dry, very low humidity in the air, which, creates sparkles in the environment. And so since everything is mainly dry, it just, spread very fast. And so those will be the two most common natural disasters that the region has.
What is your favorite beach in San Diego?
If my what, sorry?
Beach in San Diego. What
there's many beach. If there is beach in San Diego?
Sí.
Yeah. No, like many. Yes, there's just it's a coastal city. So there's like in Malaga, many beaches, ocean, very, very pretty. So there's I don't know how many, but a lot. And this is kind of what people do during weekend. Right now, the season is kind of like slow down. It was more during the summer when people are on vacation and stuff, and the weather is a bit hotter. But yeah, it's a nice city for beaches for sure. We get a lot of tourism for that, like states such as Arizona or Nevada that are very close to California will always come for a weekend at the beach in San Diego, no? Because it's about 4 hours or 5 hours drive. And over there, they're just in the desert. So they want to
Yes.
come and enjoy the beach. Hmm.
Does your city, bueno, or region in San Diego have any natural parks?
Yes, we do. We do actually. It's super nice. That's another thing that a lot of locals do would be to go hike in natural park or go camping. There's one that's very pretty that's not too far from where I live, called Torrey Pines. Torrey Pines is kind of a tree, a sort of tree that's only growing in that national park and maybe another places in San Francisco. So it's in the world. So it's very protected area, very nice, and view on the ocean all the time. It's something that's very common to go hike in those parks. Hmm.
Okay. What is the typical food in San Diego, Montreal?
Well, they're very different. So here in San Diego, I would say it's they call it Coastal. So it's from Baja California, like very influence of Mexican seafood flavor. So very common in San Diego is to go to any restaurant and you always find a fish taco, no? Like fried fish taco or shrimp taco and things like that. So that's something that San Diego has. If not, of course, there's American food, a bit like, burgers. Actually, San Diego is known for this chain called In-N-Out Burgers. I don't know. I don't eat meat, so I've never been there, but they really, apparently it's worth a visit. And so, yeah, you find American food, traditional, like burgers and things like that. But I would say common to San Diego region is the Mexican food and seafood from Mexico, from Baja California. In Montreal, we have mainly, it's more French influence. As you know, Montreal is part of the province of Quebec, which is a French province. So we were conquered by the French and the rest by the English. So, or we were conquered by both, but mainly French. So that's why the language remained. So even the culture and the food kind of is French influence, I would say. However, we do have like a typical Quebecois or French Canadian dish such as poutine. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's French fries with gravy and cheese curds. It sounds weird, but it's very good. and there's also maybe we're known for smoked meat as well. It's like shaved smoked meat in a sandwich with mustard. Yeah. So that's another thing that we're known for.
Thank you.
Do you have a question for us about Spain or Malaga?
If I've been to Spain or
Yes,
or
Malaga. Question.
yeah, repeat the question.
Do you have a question for us about Spain?
Oh, actually, I think I do. Yeah, actually, I've been to Malaga, and it's a very pretty
Malaga.
city. Mm-hmm. But in general, I would be curious to know about, maybe the one thing, if you want to each say your question, your answer about what is I guess one of the thing that you like the most about your country, or it can be about your city or your culture in general, like one thing that you're proud of or that you really love.
Okay.
I'm curious to know. Who wants to go first?
Have you been in Spain?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep, I've been to Spain. Yeah.
in Malaga or what city
I've
do
been
you visit?
to Malaga and Barcelona.
Ah, Barcelona.
And Sevilla. I did actually all the south, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so I did Sevilla, Cadiz, Málaga, and then that's about it.
Valencia.
No, Valencia, no.
Mm.
No, because I think I flew from, I don't remember. I think I flew from Nice, France to Malaga. I flew directly, and then I took a bus. I didn't drive, but I took a bus to go there. And then from Sevilla, I went to Portugal, which was nice too. On the south.
Okay. Well, you speak Spanish or no?
Sí, hablo español.
¡Ale! Por fin.
Sí, sí. Mi esposo es mexicano. Mi esposo es
¿Qué?
mexicano. Y
¿Qué
estuve en la
estudias?
Ciudad de México estudié un año y trabajé en la Embajada de Canadá también. Bueno, no trabajé, una práctica profesional, ¿no? No me pagaron.
Okay.
Sí, sí, sí.
Pues habla
Entonces,
muy bien español.
sí, perfectamente.
Tienes un
Ahora
buen
mejor, ahora
acento.
se te entiende algo mejor. Ahora se te entiende mejor.
No, ustedes son muy buenos en español, en inglés. O sea, lo están, porque me dijeron que era una escuela de turismo, ¿no? Pero
Sí.
ustedes tienen clases de inglés además, o nada más es un proyecto que ustedes están haciendo.
El ciclo es bilingüe,
Sí.
en español y en inglés.
Ah, qué
También
bien.
damos francés, pero el francés a mí me cuesta
Nice.
mucho trabajo.
Es más
Francés.
difícil un poco.
Sí.
Sí, oye, pero bueno, Julia me había dicho que me iban a hacer la entrevista acerca de Montreal, entonces yo lo que había preparado era más para Montreal, entonces no sé si mis respuestas estaban bien en San Diego.
Sí,
Siento que no les dieron.
Sí, pero como en la
No.
mayoría también te hemos preguntado, tanto como San Diego como en Montreal.
Perfecto, porque siento que, no sé, mis respuestas no eran tan buenas para San Diego, no sabía qué decir.
No te preocupes.
Son perfectas. Muchas
No te
gracias.
preocupes por eso.
De nada, pues un gusto conocerlos y pues mucha suerte con este proyecto.
Muchas gracias.
Y
Muchas
pues
gracias
no,
y
gracias a ustedes.
muchas gracias por tu tiempo.
Gracias a ustedes. Está
Gracias.
bien. Y bueno, pues cualquier cosa me puede mandar un mail si tienen más preguntas o necesitan clarificar algunos puntos de la entrevista, me avisan.
Sí,
Vale,
ya como
muchas gracias.
sabemos que,
Sí,
que
me pueden mandar el mail en español.
Te esperamos en Málaga.
o cuando
Ok.
quieras venir a Málaga, pues ya.
Pues de hecho, ahorita con la pandemia está un poco difícil, pero
Ya.
como tenemos oficina en Málaga, ya está como en el plan que yo vaya, bueno, un día de estos, ¿no? Ojalá pronto a visitar la oficina, hacer como un intercambio de oficina. Entonces, pues sí, nos podemos en contacto.
Claro, nos
Gracias.
vamos a la playita y nos tomamos unos apetitos de sardina.
Sí.
Y si quieres también, pues podemos ir a un mexicano, que aquí en Málaga también tenemos bastante mexicanos.
Qué bien.
Lo que pasa es que,
Perfecto.
claro, igual la comida no es tan buena como en México, pero bueno.
No, pues seguro que tienen
Sí,
comida
porque aquí
muy...
los mexicanos no le echan tanto picante como en México, porque...
Sí, yo creo que aquí, ya que estamos cerca, mucha gente va, de hecho, yo vivo a 30 minutos de la frontera con Tijuana, con México, así que la gente o los que tienen restaurantes, los que hacen, o restaurantes mexicanos, es que manejan y van a buscar la comida, el sazón, ¿no? Porque pues es lo que le hace la comida auténtica. Y pues vienen a México, a San
¿Y tu
Diego.
marido es de México DF o de algún...
De
o
hecho,
de
de Acapulco, de la costa.
Acapulco, ¿no? Sí, de donde va Acapulco, Riviera Maya.
Sí.
Sí,
Pero lo
Acapulco.
conocí en Montreal, trabajamos juntos. Así que es
Mi padre
canadiense.
estuvo,
Ay, dime.
trabajando en Querétaro.
Sí, es muy bonito allá también, dicen.
Lo que pasa es que no lo dejaban salir del recinto donde
¿No?
No.
Es que, claro, México es bastante, bueno, según qué zona es bastante peligrosa. A mí me gustaría hacer un tour por Oaxaca, por Chiapas, pero
Sí,
no
bueno,
me decido.
ya, es un poco, si conoces dónde vas, bien, pero si no, ya te recomiendo estar con alguien que sepa
Sí, con
moverse un
alguien de
poco.
allí,
De
de
ahí
México.
ya mejor. Sí,
Porque
porque pues sí, cosas pasan, ¿no? Es un país donde pues obvio tienen problemas de eso, de violencia y droga, entonces pues sí, de repente pasan esas cosas, pero sí. A mí no me pasó nada. De hecho, mi hermana vive en la Ciudad de México.
sí.
Tengo una hermana gemela.
Ah.
Y cuando yo me mudé a San Diego, ella se mudó a DF. Y ella tampoco le ha pasado nada, ni a mí cuando estuve allá. O sea, hay que obviamente saber en
Sí,
qué
saber en
barrio
qué
ir,
zona, sí, igual
en
que
qué
aquí
zona.
En Málaga hay sitios que tampoco te puedes meter, pero sabiendo.
Exactamente. Creo que cualquier ciudad tiene lugares donde, no vas, mejor no vas, y
Sí,
otros
sí.
que...
Sí.
Ujú.
Bueno, en Canadá no hay ningún sitio, ¿no? Es muy
No,
seguro, ¿no?
dice, bueno, no, Montreal hay,
También zonas.
creo que Montreal, sí, hay zonas que sí, pues yo no andaría de noche así sola, pero sí, Canadá es más seguro. Tiene la fama por eso y es cierto en algún sentido, porque pues sí, ya el hecho que nadie tiene firearms o pistola, eso sí, mire la gente, ¿no? Aquí es como, oh my God, you know? Sí, pero bueno.
Qué bueno. Pues ya
Pues
está.
Eh,
Pues,
estamos en contacto, les deseo una buena noche porque ya es noche y
sí.
buen fin de semana, ¿ok?
pues
Que tenga
igualmente,
buen día.
Gracias, gracias.
muchas gracias.
Muchas
Chao
gracias.
chicos, un
Hasta
gusto.
Gracias,
luego.
Bye.
igualmente.
Nos hemos desviado y nos hemos puesto a hablar en español.
Claro,
¿Has colgado?
Pero
¿Has
tú te has
colgado?
comido, tú te has
Espérate, que voy a parar la
Espera.
grabación. Voy a parar. Esperarse. Detener la grabación.